Hey there guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing off a somewhat budget ramp green build that you can take straight into ranked mode. Okay, so let's begin this video the same way we usually do, by going over the deck. So this is not the most budget version of this you can build. Honestly, you can actually go without pretty much any of the epics, and you only really need one of the 10-drop Twin Horn. But this build is it is just better. Obviously, you know, you get access to these more powerful cards as you're willing to spend a little bit more dust investment. So what I would advise is, if you are looking for a super budget list, then you can trim this down to just the bare essentials, and then as you get more spirit and you're looking to upgrade it, perhaps you're finding that it's stalling a little bit, you can then add in some of these upgraded pieces. But anyway, so the first card here is Village Girl of Demeet, and this might be a little surprising because traditionally we don't run any of these super basic base minions, but in this deck we actually do, because of a spell card which I will come on to. So next we have Guardian of Demeet, and again, traditionally we wouldn't be running one of these restand minions because because of Phoenix. Traditionally we would have Phoenix to be doing that for us. However, as you may have noticed in this build, we're running Chiron and we're running Minotaur. The one that stops you taking damage. So we actually don't have Phoenix, and in this scenario Guardian of Demeet is very useful for making one of our 1-drops spells very valuable. Next we have Mora. So what she does is she will give you access to, one, she's an evoker, which is important, and two, she will give you this 5/0, you should have a Mora, and when you evolve her by playing a Tree Folk, you will get access to the level 2, and the level 2 is basically what you need here. What she does is she will reduce damage done to your life by minions that are not Arcana by 1. So in combination with Minotaur, this is basically saying you can't deal me damage, forcing your opponents to have to remove this and sort of waste time dealing with it. The level 3, I mean, can happen, tends not to, but if it does happen, then bam, your Tree Folk, your Twin Horn has Pierce, and that's kind of it. Okay, so the next base minion is Jack the Green Wizard, and he's kind of the heart and soul of the deck. As you see, sort of by the base minion counts, he's the most important one. So what you get is the level 1 will search your deck for a green base minion not named Jack the Green Wizard, so you can tutor any of your base minions, hence why we're able to run a lot of them at really low counts. You reveal your opponent, and he adds your hand, and you shuffle the deck. Then you add the level 2. The level 2 says damage dealt to your life is reduced by 1 until the end of your opponent's turn. So this is really valuable, again, in just stalling. That's the whole point of the deck until you reach Twin Horn. And finally, the level the third spell you get, and bear in mind these will all be costing 1 because of Chiron, says you can search your deck for a green or neutral field minion with a cost of 7 or higher, reveal it to your opponent, and add it to your hand. So it'll let you tutor the big things you need, which is really good. Then the final base minion we run is Lashley the Ivy Wizard, and what she will give you is, firstly, restore 1 life point for 1, that's fine. Then you will get, for 2, because of Chiron, put 2 of your opponent's minions with a cost of X or lower into the rest state, where X is equal to your life points. So basically just put any 2 things in rest state. Those targets cannot return to the active state until your opponent's next standby phase. Then banish this card and add a level 3 to it. So you can see that's good, but then you can also get access to destroy all your opponent's highest cost minions in the rest state, and this is kind of the least important. You're really interested in the resting one, because then you can just smash face with Twin Horn, but this is still really nice. So that's the base minions. Next we have Morpheo Raccoon. I just realised that's Raccoon, but not spelled properly. Okay. When destroyed, if you have a green or neutral mana belonging to the evoke class in your base, you will then place 1 green mana in your base in the rest state, so it's just ramp, and then it will enter the rest state when it moves to your base, so that's fine. Now here's the reason we run Guardian of Demeet, because this will let you use Binding Ivy always, and this is really good both on your opponent's turn, but also this card's very valuable because sometimes some decks have minions that will swoop in, and you might think you have game with Twin Horn, but then they're going to swoop something in. You can rest this to stop them blocking with it, which is really valuable. Traveler of the Wastes will search a village girl of Demeat for you, providing some consistency to your mana base. Laurel Treewalker is really, really powerful because he's effectively free, because he costs 2, but then you jam him into base and he untaps a green, so he gives you back 2 mana to use on something else. So he's just effectively free ramp, which is really, really strong. Arrow Wall, damage dealt to your life is reduced by 1 for the duration of this turn. This is again just a stall tool. Axe Wielding Minotaur, this is just to Minotaur, I don't know. This is just draw power. This is also just draw power. Wisdom checks top 2 and adds 1. Crest of Guidance, now this is the real reason we run Villager Girl of Demeat, which will this card will search deck for up to 2 of them and put them in your base and rest. And bear in mind you can use this turn 2 thanks to Chiron, you can go real fast with the ramp. Succor Treewalker, this is, I would say, probably the most important upgrade if you're looking at bare bones before you're doing your upgrades. This is the most important one. So when summoned, you can search your deck for 1 green or neutral base minion belonging to the evoker class and place in your base in a rest state and shuffle your deck. When placed abilities will activate, and that's really the big one. Getting the when placed makes this really, really strong. Gift, draw 2, restore 1 life, place 1 green mana in your base in the rest state. Again, this will be activated for 3 thanks to Chiron, so it's really, really strong. And the final spell is Tentacle Tangle. If you have a green minion, with a cost of 7 or higher on the field, the basic cost of this card while in your hand becomes 0, and main, put all your opponent's minions in the rest state. So resting all your opponent's minions for 0 is obviously very good. The use here is going to be to rest everything so your Twin Horn can just bash face, and we have Binding Ivy just in case something goes wrong, and they have a sweet minion. Now here's one of the big upgrades you can kind of leave for last, which is Ethereal Giant, which says no other minions with 1000 BP or lower can attack, block or move, and at the start of your turn all minions receive 100 BP. So the idea here is you slap this down, chuck it into base, your opponent's turn, blah blah blah, your turn, slap down your Treewalker, push out the Ethereal Giant, and swing face. There is other ways to do it, it kind of depends on the game, but generally speaking, the combo here is just to stop your opponent being able to do anything. And we only need him at 1 because he's searchable through a lot of different ways, so that's why. And of course the win con of the deck, once you see this, you slap him down, it's pretty much GG. It's very hard to deal with outside of Mistaken, which sometimes won't be enough because they might not even survive the turn. You have lots of ways to just kill them. This minion cannot be selected as a target for your opponent's effects is the sort of the big reason. Mistaken, to my knowledge, is the only card that is generic that'll just go bam. And it's certainly the biggest counter that people are running because it's also generically good against stuff like Battle Spirits due to cost reduction. And it has a passive where this minion gains 1 DP for every green mana in your base. So it's going to be big, it's just going to kill. The idea is you swing once, you win. So the whole goal of the deck basically is just to ramp, and then smash face with Twin Horn. So now that we've gone over the deck, we will launch into the game. Okay, so we have found a game. Now, typically this deck really does need to just go quick. You'll find yourself in some matchups, like if you go against white, you can really struggle if you don't go really quickly. You can also find yourself in some difficulty against purple, but that's more variable. So this isn't a bad hand by any means. We'll see how this goes. Now I would assume I'm against yellow here. I am indeed against yellow. This is probably one of the better matchups, but you need to be wary of them swooping in blockers at the last minute. So I believe we should be going for this. That is indeed what I agree with there. And we'll just pass the turn. So he's free, as I said. If effectively because you chuck him in, you restand one of your mana, and bam, you got 2 green mana for free. And then we chuck this in, and we are going fast. Cheers TGF, thanks for that. If it's not group chat notifications, it will be other notifications. I can never catch a break. Okay. So, I agree with that because we'll just chuck it into the base, won't we? Scoop you in, and then play the Sakura Tree Walker. So here we'll get this off. We'll get that. And we're already at 8 mana. No real reason to block here. So yeah, I mean, we can just play our turn drop. Bam bam, big boy's big. And at this point, he's probably going to be struggling to do anything about this. Just kind of let it happen. So here, we're just going to go ahead and play this. Rest his whole board. Chuck this face. So he's going to bounce and then swoop. Potentially. Or that might just be everything he has, because the AI will then just play whatever. Yeah, and there you go. So the strategy is very simple. You just got to get your big thing out and hope they have no way to really stop you from using it. You saw in that game they didn't. So yeah, that's the deck. It can still win in Legend. I would say it's definitely not the best deck you can take in Legend, and I think you'll, you know, it's budget, so don't have expectations being too high. But I'm very confident if you're in lower ranks, like if you're in silver or gold, this is a very solid pick to ladder with. If you're in Master, you're probably going to be having a bit more difficulty. You're probably going to be running into those annoying matchups a lot more often, but hey ho, it is what it is. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the showcase. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Please comment on any other deck showcases you would like me to make, or indeed any other content about the game you would like to see. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer because blah blah money, blah blah better videos. And once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Cheers.